Yo, what is going on, Platinum Nation? Insanity here, and welcome to my first ever Friday FORPOS. So this is a series I actually brought over from my old channel. I actually only did one episode on it, and I got incredible feedback. Everyone loved it. It was like my premiere big, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word, but it was like my one series that everyone loved. It was a big series. It got popular to new audiences, and it was a really big series for that one episode. I got so many comments. So I'm just going to explain how it works. It's called FORPOS Friday. And how it works is I tell two stories. One is true and one is false. So like one is real and it actually happened. The other one I totally made up, like on the spot. And at the end of the video you have to guess. And you guess in the comments section below. But that's not it. When you get 20 correct guesses, you get free graphics for your channel. So there's also a prize for getting a certain amount of guesses correct. So, if you work on it and you guess every week, it's going to get me more active subscribers and it's going to get you guys some prizes. And tell me if you really do enjoy the series. I know a lot of people last time on my series, pretty much everyone loved it, except one troll that came on all my videos and he just disliked them and post bad comments. But other than that, everyone loved it, except for the one little troll. So, let me just jump right into it. So, the first story today, it happened back in about 2011, I think it was August or September, somewhere around there, when Hurricane Irene hit. And what happened was, I was in Ocean City, New Jersey, the shore, and it's actually, the first story is when I got hit by an earthquake and had to evacuate from the shore in the same week. So first off, I think it was on a Wednesday. I was at a water park with one of my friends. It was actually with Platinum Legend. And what happened was we came back from the pool and we went up to the room. And I walked into one of the rooms. And you know that thing with all the glass stuff in it? It started shaking. But it does that anyway when you walk by. Just how the room's laid out, it kind of shakes the floor. And after a minute, it still was shaking. So my mom looked and she says, "That's weird. It's still shaking." So we were waiting there. We actually looked at it for a minute. And then it started becoming a little odd that it was still shaking. And before we could blink, it just started shaking harder. Then the floor started shaking. And everything around us, the tables, chairs, they started shaking. And before you knew it, the building started swaying. And you heard people yelling in the other buildings. I actually started going for the door. My mom held me back because the walkway to get to the stairs was only 2 or 3 feet wide. So I probably would have fell off. And we thought we were going to die. The building was on stilts and we were on the 5th floor. So it was extremely scary up there, and we thought we were gonna die. It was crazy, just how it played out. And then I went on the news right after nothing happened, and finally 5 minutes later it was breaking news. Earthquake hit, and it showed it went down from Washington D.C. That's when it cracked the thing. It went from Washington D.C. up to where I was. It actually went a little bit higher, a little bit up north. And then later that week, Hurricane Irene came. And I actually got pictures with the weather woman the day before, and you could just see it started drizzling, and you could see it just really pitch dark over the ocean where it was coming from, and it was just really eerie. And they were talking about how it's mandatory evacuation. And Chris Christie said if you're planning on staying, you might as well put your what is it again? What's the word? I was gonna say IOU, but that's not it. Your will. Yeah, that's what it was. Put your will in your shoe, put it on an index card, and then put it in a bag and put it in your shoe. So when we die, we can find you. Or you know what? I'm screwing this up. I just remembered what he said. He said put all your information on it so we can identify your body when obviously you're dead. So it's basically just trying to make a point by saying you better be out of here, you're dead. So we evacuated, came home, and that's pretty much it. So now I want to talk about the time I almost died in a car accident. And this actually wasn't a car-on-car accident. This was car on mountain. So what went down is, it was about 3 years ago. It was sometime in February, mid-February. My mom and me, first of all, I had a 4-day weekend. So my mom and me just decided to go skiing or snowboarding. I actually ended up going snowboarding. We weren't sure really what I was going to do when I was going up. I just saw people doing it, and I'm like, oh, snowboarding looks cool. So I tried doing snowboarding, but that's not the story. What happened is when we were driving up, you know those roads you would see in a movie? It's you're kind of winding up a mountain, like it's steep, and then sometimes you'll see like they don't have any guardrails. Well, that's exactly what this was. And just the day before it snowed, and there was some snow and black ice, and we were going up around the hill just at like a normal speed, and the road was a little bit wider, so it's not like a thin thing. You had to go really slow, but you still had to obviously reduce speed so you don't fly off the end. For some reason, there weren't any like guardrails, only at like the bottom, but the mid part there weren't any, and then again at the top, like where it winded a little bit tighter again, they put those like metal things again, like up on the right side that kind of like block the car so it can't fall off the edge. But at the time, the section we were in, it didn't have any of them. So when my mom was driving up, we actually saw a car, and I guess she wasn't paying attention or whatever, and she saw the car and she didn't want to run into it. But if you can imagine this, you're going up a hill and that car's kind of tilted, but she wasn't going straight up behind it when she hit the brakes. She was still sort of going straight around the bend. Like, if we would have kept going to try to straighten out, it would have been too late. So she actually hit the brakes when we were still going, like, forward. Like, if we kept going forward, like, we wouldn't have hit the car. And that's exactly what happened. And we were going at, like, 20 or something like that. But it was wide. It was, like, a 2-lane each way winding. It wasn't, like, it was one way on each side winding up. It was actually double wide lanes. So she actually hit the brake. And we don't know exactly what it was. It was something like some black ice or something on the street. And when she hit it, the car just started gliding. And you guys know that feeling, like, I'm not sure really like when you get it, but if someone like breaks in your house, I've gotten it before, and experiences like this, when your heart just totally drops out of your stomach and it feels like you can't breathe and everything's like in slow motion. That's exactly what this was, because we did not start slowing down, and you heard her pick her foot back off the pedal and then push it down again, and the car wasn't doing anything. You just felt it like vibrate again, and the car was going probably 5 feet, and we were off the cliff. It was probably only a few hundred feet high, but obviously that's deadly, and especially just being in a car and all that, and just the conditions, and it was like in a forest. We probably would smash a tree and pierce straight through us, but she actually hit it, and luckily the car stopped, and it did not go off the edge. We actually got out of the car, and it was like half an inch the wheel. Like, it wasn't the part that was touching, but like the front of the wheel that's not touching the ground, like from the end of the car at that point, it was like half an inch to an inch, and it was such a close call. And then she ended up actually just like backing the car up again and driving. Oh crap, there's a bug on my neck. What? Sorry about that, guys. There's a bug crawling on my neck. But, yeah, so we just went up, and I ended up snowboarding, and I was actually scared to go up the lift thing, so I just went on one of the, like, one of those, like, I'm not sure if, like, you guys probably don't know, especially a lot of people down south and in the west and all that stuff, even though Colorado, that's not, I shouldn't say that, but, I used one of those, like, things you stand on, those mat things, and it pulls you up to the top, sort of, and, just, like, recently, like 2 years ago or whatever, when we went, I actually went on the chairlifts, and now I don't care at all. But for some reason, my first time, I wouldn't go on them. So, that is it. That is first episode of FORPOS. Just to let you guys know, one might seem obvious, one might not seem obvious. That's the whole point. I have to try to convince you guys, try to lie as good as I can on the story, and just try to trick you guys. So you post in the comment section below what video you think it is, or what story you think it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, 20 correct guesses and you guys will get a prize. Obviously, not all of you, but whoever gets 20 will get a prize. I also sell graphics for money, so if you don't want to wait 20 weeks, that's if you get them all right. But if you don't want to wait that long, I do them very cheap, so just message me for pricing. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Another video is going to be coming out tonight, so that will be my third tonight. This is my second tonight. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later, and peace.
Growing up, I had a dream, something no one else could see. Tell me what it means when your faith is falling beneath your knees and you can't breathe. Everything you see reminds you of what you're not or something you won't be.